Hello, everyone. I'm Rodney, Rando Commando Podcast. And I'm here today just to I got to get some things off my chest, man, that's been bothering me about about Trump, about the Republicans, about the America First movement. Maybe I've been watching too much Nick Fuentes. Maybe I've been watching too much Tucker Carlson. Maybe I've been listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Maybe I've been listening to the wrong things. Excuse me. But I'm here to tell you, man, it's not feeling like America First. It's not feeling like anything's changed with our finances. I don't feel like anything's changed. I mean, we're still hearing the same old, same old. Doesn't it feel that way? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm here to talk about it. I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm not here to have haters. What I really want, I mean, most Americans want, is they want to be able to afford everything. I mean, it's like I open up. I don't know about you, but does anybody out there own a business? I have an electrical company. I know it's great to have that, but there's just more bills is all it is. You make more and you pay more. But I'm almost scared to open up my B of A, my Bank of America app. I get scared to open up my QuickBooks checking account. I get scared to look at credit card statements. I didn't used to feel that way. And I know that we're all feeling that pinch. We're all feeling that right now, but dang, man. I wish I could afford more. I used to be able to do a lot more than I can today. And I'm not complaining. Definitely not complaining, but did we not vote for some of this stuff to go away? Groceries to get cheaper, gas to get cheaper. I know that some of the gas prices here in Arizona is because we have a liberal, horrible governor, Katie Hobbs, and a bunch of horrible liberal congressmen and women here. We got that idiot retard Mark Kelly out here. You guys know he's part of that seditious six. Let's not even get started. I'd have to do a whole nother rant about that. But what I'm feeling right now is I'm feeling like I don't know if I'm going to make it every month. I'm feeling that I don't know if I'll ever be able to go see friends and family out of state. To take everybody, it's just to see my brother, to see my parents, or even just to go see my friends on the islands. It's unaffordable for me and my family. And it's just me, my wife. I have some older kids, but we have a younger kid here. Just to take us three, I would love to take everybody, but who can do that right now? Actually, the tickets have went down. I saw that the other day, but the hotel and the cost of living over there is ridiculous. So it's not just the plane ticket. It's not just the hotel room. It's like the actual eating when you're there, going out. It's too much, man. I would rather sit here and spend a couple bucks on this to be able to get this out there and talk about this, because I think it's on everyone's mind. And I'm just pissed and I'm just irritated. Every time I turn on the news, there's a $1 billion deal. There's this and that, but I'm not noticing anything. And what are we spending $1 billion on? AI plants are going to that need more power generation, which are going to cost us, the consumer, more to build said nuke plants and said gen stations and hydro stations. That's going to cost us. Who do you think is going to pay for that? We are. The ones who are paying APS, them. I almost cursed. We are paying them. We are paying them to build more power stations and more generation of power for AI that we benefit really nothing from. Actually, I think AI is the downfall for everyone. I love ChatGPT. Don't get me wrong. I use it. The other day, I walked up to a water storage tank, and I took a picture of the controls, took a picture of the tank, took a picture of the solenoids and all the valves, and I said, explain to me what this does and tell me what kind of parts they're using, and explain the control wiring, and it broke it down. It's incredible. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know how many of you have all seen some of the videos out there when they start asking it spiritual questions. Me being a Christian, I have a huge problem with them changing the Bible. Like, it was already, I think, manipulated a couple times by the Roman Catholic Church. there's a couple of different time frames that was books were chosen and edited, I think, and words were changed. If you go back to some of the Aramaic translations, it's a little different. You know, you can go back to the earliest versions of the Bible. You can find a couple of different sentences that change some things. But all in all, like the teachings are there. So let's not get into semantics. But I just don't know if I really am willing to be broke for the next 10 or 15 years in order to stimulate our AI. Because all it's going to do is take jobs, make people lazier. Thank God. Hey, I know that a robot's never going to take an electrical job, especially troubleshooting and trying to find a short. And it's too many technical details and testing and kind of gut feeling that needs to go with that. I don't think a robot's ever going to do that. I've seen a drywall robot. That's kind of cool. Those guys are big drinkers, so it wouldn't surprise me if their jobs got taken. I mean, the couple times that I worked on big commercial jobs when I was younger, I can't stand commercial. It sucks. Freaking monotonous. But when I used to, them drywallers were the biggest partiers of them all. Mud, tape, drywall guys, because their backs are shot from carrying 500 pounds of drywall a day and trying to hang it by themselves because the companies don't want to pay for them to have a helper. So those guys are doing lines on 4 square electrical boxes and drinking during lunch break. So robots probably would be better at that job. No offense, drywall guys. I was trying to be funny. As you can see, I suck at drywall. I can't texture worth a shit. So yeah, but let's get back to the point. I just think that we're hearing the same old rhetoric that we've always heard. I think Trump's no different. I mean, he's getting some things done that are cool, like with immigration. That had to happen, though. Otherwise, they just keep cheating. It has to make elections somewhat fair, but until he gets rid of the Dominion voting machines, it's not going to be fair. They just manipulate it. We know it. Any computer can be manipulated, and they'll do it just to change the course of the election. I think that you have to be a better cheater nowadays to win. Sorry. I got to have this, dude. I know. It's a shameless plug. I know I shouldn't even be drinking sugar, but... And I just saw a video the other day saying there's something in Pepsi like nanobots. Like, it's getting crazy. Can you guys keep up with it? I can't. If there's nanobots in Wild Cherry Pepsi, then damn, those fucking things are good. So, I don't know. Good nanobots. I guess you could get rid of them with a little bit of diatomaceous earth metal cleanse. Take a little of that every day. I take zeolite powder and methylene blue and Celtic sea salt and J. Crow's iodine, mix it all together, and then I wash all my supplements down, vitamins with that. I could do a whole show on supplements. But anyway, I just think that we're getting to a point where if he doesn't start doing something for the economy, then he's going to start losing. The Republicans are going to start losing midterm elections, which affects us regionally and affects us our municipalities. So it's just like people are just voting for empty promises like it's always been. I just feel kind of discouraged today. I have hope in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that everything is going along his plan. But really, like in everything, until that time happens, I'd like to be able to have a little bit of money saved and all that. I'd like to have a little bit of fun and be able to go places and do the things that we could 4, 5, 6 years ago. But it's just not that way anymore. And is this the new America? Is this the new America? Like, is this what we're going? Is it going to get worse? Are my children, who are 28, 26, and 21, going to be able to even afford a car? They're struggling right now paying rent and car payments and all that. My daughter's dryer just took a shit, and I sent over my guy, and he's $50 just to look at it, and she thinks that's a lot. But honestly, I charge $175 for a diagnostic when I go to your house to look at your electrical problem. And most of the other guys, that's where I get my pricing from all the other ones. We all kind of know what each other charges and try to stay in that little realm, and to try to be fair. But it's expensive. Phoenix, Arizona is a very populated place, and there's a lot of customer potential out here. So for a dryer maintenance guy or appliance guy that fixed my appliance, it does a great job to come out and charge only $50 as a homie hookup. So it's like, but that's the point, right? They're having they just got a house, a rental, they don't even own it. They got a rental house and they bought a dryer off OfferUp or Facebook or whatever. And the guy was a dirtbag and he sold them a bad dryer. So now they're having to scrounge to fix it, which they can't afford to fix. And it's cheaper to try to buy another one, which they might get hoodwinked on too. And so here we go on and on. The cycle continues and they continue to not be able to afford anything. And they continue not to be able to buy a home and have any money in savings, you know. And it just makes me kind of bummed out that we're not a little further along. Granted, it's just about a year. And I'm hoping that some transparency happens. I'm hoping that the groceries come down, that our bills come down, but I just don't see it. I said this 4 years ago. Once they bring the price up, they're never going to bring the price down. Why would they? They're having record profits. I mean, just go look it up. Go look who owns, if you live in Arizona, go see who owns SRP and APS and Southwest Gas and see if they have IPOs or they're part of a fund. Just go check it out and come back to me and let me know. Because I'm pretty sure that BlackRock's got a piece of some of that. I mean, they have a piece of everything else. And there's huge funds coming out here and buying swaths of housing out here and then keeping the prices high so it's still expensive to buy a home in a neighborhood and just drives the prices up. So that bubble's either going to crash or they're going to get bailed out just like everything else. And here we are stuck at it. We're stuck again. It kind of has a little bit of it's kind of smells like 2008 when we had the recession. I literally went out of business over a course of a week. One day the phone just stopped ringing, and it kind of has done that, but then it bounces back. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm not an economist, but I do see things because I'm in the industry I'm in. I'm able to see people spending habits by if they have an electrical emergency and they have to spend the money, they have to. But they're not calling me to remodel nothing. They're not calling me to upgrade fixtures or put in new can lights or upgrade their. I mean, you get a couple of them. There's people that have money, but in general, it used to be all remodels. People buying houses, remodeling, and getting like when I bought my house, I think the interest rate was like 2.6 or 2.9, something like that. Those people had some liquidity. They had some money. They were able to remodel. They were able to do a second mortgage, get a little something on the side to do the remodel. Because their interest rate was so low, their payments were low. So it's like, that's not happening right now. And I see it. I see it before anybody else does. We might be busy with service calls and maybe some municipal projects. That's what I have. But that's government money. That's not like people having money in their pocket. And I think our credit card debt just hit $1 trillion this year. So I know that I owe, like we all do, and unfortunately, I just don't see it getting any better. I hope, my prayer is that something breaks, either the system breaks and we go to some crypto and we get some relief from the $36 trillion we owe, or it can't go on. It can't continue like this. So I guess my frustration lies in the everyday guy like me, just trying to take care of a family, trying to have fun, and trying to be comfortable and not having to worry. But I mean, I'm not really even a worrier, and I've got some concerns. I see some concerns with the economy. Like again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial analyst. I'm nothing. I'm just a guy that works in the trades, that follows a little bit of politics and conspiracy theories and like to play music. But I see things. You know, I'm 54 years old. I've seen some things. I don't know. I can tell that, you know, people aren't spending money. So bottom line, I'm going to have some guys on this week that know a little bit more about it than I do. And I think that everybody's really wants an answer, you know, and I don't know if this guy can give one. You all are seeing it in your pocketbooks and in your savings accounts, which are probably dwindled to nothing by now, if you had anything to begin with. But I'd really like to get some answers. And if there's anybody out there that wants to come on, that's actually a financial advisor or analysis, somebody that's not trying to, that's fine, shamelessly plug your business, but don't just be all about that. Actually break it down for us, show us some solutions. I'd love to have you on. I've got a few friends that are willing to come on and talk about this that are smarter than I am. One of them is actually a mortgage broker. He's got some interesting things to say. They did bring interest rates down a point or three quarters of a point or something, but like, what's that going to do? What's that going to do? It's not going to do much. They need to be back at where they were a few years ago. But there's too much cash in the system. They flooded it, with COVID. They flooded all that cash into the system. So it's going to be hard to do that. But the biggest thing is that the whole reason I came on was just to talk about Trump and how disappointed I am in just everything that I'm seeing with the Epstein files. And I thought I was going to see some arrests, and none of that's really happening like he said it was. So I feel like just another politician gave me some ear candy and just tried to make me feel better so we'd all vote for him. And I hope that's not the case. Trump, I hope I'm wrong, buddy. I hope I am, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. What do we do? We just focus on our current reality. We focus on what's close to us, but in the big picture, we have to focus on what's all around us. So I'm real grateful, though, to have a home and to have a family and to have a working vehicle and to have gas to put in that working vehicle. So you gotta list everything that you're grateful for. Yesterday my wife and I were going to Thanksgiving dinner at my daughter's, and we were talking about that. And we were she was stating everything that she's grateful for, and she's great at that. I'm trying to get her to come on here, but she doesn't want to. I might get her to come on tonight if I bribe her. But she's real interesting, and I'd love to get her on to have you guys hear about the trafficking industry that our ministry does. And she's really the spearhead of that operation, and what she's built and identified is really awesome. But maybe we'll get her to come on. Y'all that watch me know her. You know that she's amazing, and she's very, very good at what she does and building things and things for the kingdom and things for God. I, on the other hand, am pretty good at building this electrical company, and I've done it for the last 7 years, and I continue to try to be better at it and learn. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I know this isn't a full pod, but I just felt like it needed to be said, and some things needed to be said. And I feel like I'm not the only one frustrated with all this. I feel like we're all a little frustrated with what's happening, man. We thought that we were going to see some things, and we're just not seeing them. And I think if they didn't happen quickly, they're not going to happen at all. It's like they just put it out there for clickbait and to just get a little bit of momentum going, so the media covers it, and then poof, it's gone. We don't hear about it again. And does anything ever really happen? Post in the comments if you do. If you like what you hear on the Rando Commando podcast, please like and subscribe and share this video to people. We're trying to build something here that's just authentic, that's not bought and paid for by the state of Israel, that's not bought and paid for by any other outside interest, that we're just truly like pirate radio. That's what the internet is now, and these little podcasts are. So God bless you all, and have a great night, and hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Peace.